A very good afternoon, attendees. Welcome to Osteoporosis and Fall Prevention Festival organized by SATA Com Health. My name is Huda and I'm your MC for today. Today, we have Matthew Chu, who is currently a Year 4 medical student at National University of Singapore with a special interest in medical innovation. Today, Matthew will be talking about Exo-Knee brace by NUS. Take note that you're only able to ask questions during the Q&A session at the end of the talk, either through the Q&A box, chat box, or you can raise your hands and we will unmute you. Now, I'll pass the time to Matthew.
Thank you everybody for joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Without further ado, let's begin. Movement is life. Movement means stronger bones and muscles when facing osteoporosis. Movement means meeting your friends for better mental health. Movement means exercising your body for healthier, independent lives. But even though movement is so vital, it can be affected by many knee pathologies, which prevent one from walking independently. In Singapore, half of our population is expected to be older than 65 by 2050, and at least 4 in 10 of those aged 70 and above suffer from knee pain. But that changes today. Good afternoon, I'm Matthew Chu, and I'm here to present the Exo Brace by Wearable Kinetics. I'm currently a Year 4 medical student in NUS, and I've been working with orthopedic surgeons and engineers to develop the Exo Brace to reinvent mobility forever. Over the course of this presentation, I'll be discussing the problem we identified, how we prototype the Exo Brace, and finally, how it can help our elderly walk confidently again. This is the Osteoporosis and Fall Prevention Festival, but the direction I'll be taking in this presentation takes a step back and looks at knee pain, a complication we cannot ignore which directly impacts these diseases. Last year, I went for my orthopedic posting in medical school. And I remember for the entire morning of the clinic I attended, every single patient came in with some form of knee pain. It was then that I realized how significant the downstream effects of knee pain were. Most significantly, with knee pain comes instability and elderly falls. And I'm sure all of us with elderly parents or grandparents can relate to this. And if there was a way to help the elderly walk with less pain and more stability, we could reduce the number of falls in our community. While researching methods to assist in rehabilitation for knee pain, I noted that braces are fundamental to the treatment of osteoarthritis, one of the most common causes of knee pain. According to the American Academy of Orthopaedic Surgeons, braces can improve pain, function, and quality of life, and I eventually conceptualized the Exo Brace. Throughout this project, I've closely coordinated with my father, Dr. Jeffrey Chu, an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience, to develop a prototype that best addresses the needs of our elderly. You see, one of the biggest problems faced in knee pain has been muscle power. As we age, our muscles weaken, and doing things like climbing stairs and standing from a seated position become more and more difficult. There is nothing available in the market which currently addresses this problem, and we eventually focused on this point to develop the Exo Brace. In a quick competitive comparison, we note that the braces currently available in the market are currently focused on passive stabilization instead of providing the patient with active mobility and support. On the other extreme, you have exoskeletons, which are prohibitively priced at upwards of $40,000, unfeasible for our vision of day-to-day use. This is the Exo Brace. It is a brace you wear around your knee, which provides it additional stability. But the Exo Brace's key feature lies in the mechanical advantage it provides. We developed a spring which lies in the side of the brace, which stores and redistributes energy as the user moves around. With our patent-pending dynamic spring technology, we give you the power to walk, stand, and climb stairs with ease, things you can't do with knee pain. And as patients grow older, their needs change. Every single patient matters to us, regardless of what stage of disease they're facing. And that's why we've gone to great lengths to make sure that the Exo Brace caters to all patient needs. We have springs providing 3 kilos of support, all the way up to 18 kilos of support per leg. And as a patient gets stronger and they need less support, they can opt for a lighter spring to ensure that they are constantly getting stronger every day. Through this testing, we also noted that people were able to walk more with Exo Brace, but it made it more prone to slipping down. We added a strong silicone non-slip grip to make sure that even for those using the Exo brace for extended periods of time, like on long walks, it will not come loose. The Exo brace has gone through round after round of refinement and development. And while I'm excited to show you what we've developed, I want to give you confidence that what we've built was a result of extended time and effort, coordinating with top industry professionals, and earlier prototypes and concepts of the Exo brace have picked up multiple awards. But enough talk. I want to show you the power of the Exo brace on an actual user. We brought our tester to the gym and tested how much power she could lift with one leg. This is before. And this is after. I know it looks effortless, but she's actually lifting 30 kilos with one leg without previous weight training. Now, of course, this first example may have caught your attention, but you might be skeptical. This is a healthy young patient with no previous knee problems. So we asked a patient who had knee surgery for both her right and left legs to test the Exo brace. If you look closely, you can clearly see the scars on both her knees. We weren't going to bring her to a gym, but we tested her functional mobility by standing up from a chair. This is before. And this is after. As you can see, whether it's climbing stairs, getting up from a seated position, or just walking, daily activities will be easier for patients. I've seen this particular demonstration over 100 times, but every time I do, it still excites me because it is a working example of the vision I had when I embarked on this project to enable people. There's a direct before and after. They couldn't, but now they can. And I wish that for every single person across the world to be able to take back their independence, even in the face of knee pain. In conclusion, as Singapore prepares for an aging population, we need to innovate to ensure that our seniors have excellent quality of life. We at Exo Brace are committed to ensuring that our seniors can continue moving independently for better health and happiness. Movement is life, and we are going to reinvent mobility like never before. Thank you very much for your attention, and I've come to the end of my presentation and will now be taking questions. If you have any other queries, please feel free to contact me via the email listed on the screen. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm beginning to see questions in the chat. So firstly, with regards to how much is one Exo brace, it is, yes, our current prototypes are currently available in the market, and we finally developed it just slightly over a month ago. The current pricing is pitched at around $800 to $1,000. And this was because our vision as a startup is to enable people rather than to make profit. So we're actually reducing the amount of markup we do right now. We also believe that we are a much better option and alternative to many of the Oster unloader braces out there because they're prohibitively priced at upwards of $2,000 to $3,000. As to where you want to buy it, currently we are partnering with Center for Orthopaedics, which is my dad. And you can purchase it at any of the clinics, or you can drop them an email. Alternatively, please feel free to drop me an email as well if you want to talk about it further. Yeah, of course you can try it before purchase. Feel free. Just let us know and we'll figure something out for sure. I mean, what we want to do is enable you to be able to reclaim your independence. We want to help you in the best way we can. And yeah, I mean, we're not in the interest of stopping you. As regards to any maintenance required, this was actually a very big problem for us at the very beginning. But fortunately, we've worked with engineers in order to ensure that the spring, which is in the side, will be sustainable for upwards of 20,000 to 30,000 cycles. So even with the fine element analysis of the product, you should be able to use it as any other brace every day if you really wanted to. Yes, so once again, thank you for that question of the standard size. This was another problem we faced early on in the product. And what we had to do was that because we had this small, medium, and large at the very beginning, we found it very difficult to accommodate as well as produce it easily for many of our users. So we managed to create a model which actually wraps around your knee and secures it with Velcro to ensure that you are going to be able to confidently wear it regardless of knee size. As to regard to coming with a different spring, as of right now, no. It's based. Each brace will be partnered with a different strength of spring, and this is because we are able to change each side, but the brace as a whole still needs to hold its still needs to have its structural integrity. As to be worn under the pants, unfortunately not. As of right now, it needs to be worn on the bare skin, and the reason for this is we tried it over the pants and under the pants in many other ways, but one of the limitations has been that it's prone to slipping down, and also wearing it underneath the pants makes it difficult to put on slacks over. So I understand that question very much, and we are currently working our best in order to reduce the size of the design such that it will be able to confidently fit. But as of right now, because of the size of the spring and the requirements of the spring, it still needs to be worn on bare skin, and it's unlikely that you'll be able to wear pants over for aesthetic purposes. As to regards to whether or not it's to be used after total knee replacement, yes, actually. One of the very original problems we faced was that after total knee replacements, the quadricep muscles were very weak, and because of that, patients weren't able to walk early, and they need to so let me deal with the total knee replacement question first. The total knee replacement, as one of our original problems, was that quadricep weakness was a very big problem. And even during my medical school experience, I saw patients who, after post-op, were unable to move their leg because of the slow degeneration of quadricep muscles. And when you're not able to walk post-total knee, that actually creates a lot of problems because you can have complications like deep vein thrombosis. You can slow down the rate of recovery because early mobilization equals to better post-operative results. So when you're able to wear this immediately post-operatively, we hope that you'll be able to walk more confidently immediately after. But of course, it can still be used prior to total knee replacement, because as long as you have that knee weakness which restricts your mobility, this device will be able to help you. And yes, sorry, Mary. As of right now, we've tested it, and unless your pants are very big, it's a bit difficult to cover. And we are currently trying to work on reducing the size of the design such that it will be able to fit. But as of right now, based on the tests we've run, based on the people we've tried it on, nobody has been able to really wear it underneath their pants and then put it over because it is decently thick. So will we be able to purchase different strengths of spring? As of right now, we're still a bit limited. So as of right now, we're a bit limited in terms of our manufacturing because we're still in the very early stages of manufacturing as well. And we're trying to coordinate with factories in order to scale up the production. But yes, as of right now, there are still different, even within our limited range, there are different levels of tension from 3 kilos all the way up to 18 kilos in order to provide you the support you require. What are the indicators of the use of the Exo brace? Does it require prescription by the doctor or can the patient self-request? Fortunately, we have reviewed all of the medical and legal standpoints from this. And as of right now, there is no requirement for prescription and it can be bought as over-the-counter, much like any other brace. The indications for this Exo brace primarily are for those with weak knees, which limit your mobility and make it difficult for you to mobilize, as well as for those with knee pain, because it helps stabilize the knee as well as a traditional brace would. As to whether or not it will further weaken with muscle strength for the patient and rely on the brace and no longer train, that was a concern of ours, which is why that the direction we need to pitch is very careful. The patients we're trying to find are very careful. We don't want to assist patients who don't require assistance. So the people we are trying to find are very specifically those who are unable to mobilize or find it more challenging to mobilize or in any way limit their mobility because of knee weakness. And because of that, the exo brace will improve. However, naturally, with anybody with knee pathologies, they'll probably be on follow-up with their doctor or physiotherapist. And we're currently coordinating with these medical professionals to ensure that the tension of the spring and the support provided is always at the optimal level, so that you're always at this zone of recovery. The aim is not for patients to increase the strength of their spring as they grow and rely on it more, but rather to start heavy and then slowly decrease, much like you would in weight training, for example. As to a guideline to which spring is suitable, right now, we are trying to develop it based on our personal tests as well as sensors which we are currently working with. However, as of right now, it's more of comfort level and what will most suit you in order for it to work. If anything, the people over at CFO who are currently distributing the brace have a lot of experience in all of this. So there shouldn't be an issue. As to a trial period before we purchase, I'm afraid we haven't really thought about that so far. We'll coordinate with CFO to figure out more, to iron out the details in terms of trial period. But in terms of testing it directly before you buy, we have prototypes available to allow you to wear it and walk around for a bit before you decide. And if you feel that it's not right for you, then there's absolutely no need to purchase it as well. How long is the lead time? As of right now, we have about 15 prototypes left, I believe, because they've been in quite high demand. But as we're scaling up manufacturing, because the demand has been there, we'll be able to have a lead. If you're early right now, you can still purchase it almost immediately and walk home with it on the same day. But the lead time will be between 4 to 6 weeks once our initial run runs out. But because we're scaling up, and because we're scaling up and trying to find more distributors, this lead time should be reduced as we go along. We've already found our manufacturing partner very closely. And we're working to limit it as quickly as possible. Limit the lead time as soon as possible. I saw some exo braces internationally. How do you compare yourself with others? So we are aware of many attempts at this exo brace, ranging from like a $30 spring which you wear behind your knee, all the way up to the exoskeletons which cost up to $40,000. And for this, we did market research. And in terms of market research, what we did was we went down and spoke to a lot of orthopedic surgeons and physiotherapists to ask what was available. And everybody was very excited about it because it's currently not available in Singapore, at least at the price point we want. Typically, anything which is too cheap is actually too good to be true, which is why the $30 spring which sits behind your knee really didn't work very well. While the extended stuff and while the expensive stuff, the other levitation braces can be upwards of beyond $40,000, even at a cheaper level. For those with a spring, you're looking at least $10,000, and they're also not available because we tried to buy one for our patients, and we tried to buy one to see if it will work, and we just couldn't find it because there was not enough manufacturing available. Does the braces range of motion allow patients to perform a full squat without jarring or blocking? As of right now, yes. We have actually removed the limiter in order for patients to perform a full squat because that was within our requirement. That was within our requirements for our patients. As we spoke to our patients, a lot of them didn't want that limitation on the mobility because you're not talking about late stage osteoarthritis where they absolutely cannot move at all and require a total knee already, 9 out of 10 pain, all the indications are there. But the earliest stages of osteoarthritis, where they still want their mobility, they still want to be able to move around comfortably, all of this was factors in allowing us to ensure that the braces will allow maximum range of motion for patients. And thank you very much, Joanna. Our belief is that we are very concerned about this increasing range of elderly patients, as well as patients with knee pain. And we know that knee pain can be crippling for people. I normally don't share this, but actually my grandmother herself fell down because of knee pain. And we had to work very closely with her and understand her needs as well. And as a grandson, rather than putting aside all this medical student and medical innovation stuff aside, as a grandson, I remember when I got the call saying that she had fallen down. I was in the middle of the lecture. I immediately got out and ran out because that's terrifying. It really is terrifying. You're not sure about the fractures. You're not sure about any traumatic brain injuries if they fall down and hit their head. And all of that made me want to ensure that we can help our patients as best as possible. Okay, then I believe that is all the questions I have for today. Once again, if you have any further questions, please feel free to email me via the contact details I put on the screen. Alternatively, you can reach out to Satacom Health and they'll link you up with me. But regardless, thank you all very much for your questions. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Please have a wonderful day and have a wonderful rest of the festival as well. I'll be passing my time back to Huda.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for your beneficial sharing. And thank you, attendees, for attending this talk. We hope that you have enjoyed this session and hope to see you soon in other webinars that we've organized. If you have any questions, you can contact us at mediacontact@sata.com.sg, or you can call our hotline at 6844-6688. I repeat, 6844-6688. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.